Actually, my game is in default. I play default game. I just put my bind to buy weapon, and yeah, I'm ready to play already.
We won the map on Mirage. I didn't know we won. I'm not joking.
There maybe 4B next round, maybe James next round have op, and we don't know how the fuck he had op, and so he had the bank account on the side.
All right, guys, welcome to the AWPer podcast. I'm here with Monesi, ZywOo. I guess the first thing how we can kick this off is, Matthew, are you an AWPer? do you consider yourself like an AWPer?
I asked Spinks to come here, but he didn't want because he's made the AWPer, but nah. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It depends of the feeling.
I mean, your whole career, really, you've been a guy who's used the rifles a lot, been a hybrid, obviously a little bit even more so in CS2. Is that just because you didn't want to have to play with the AWP all the time? It's like situation dependent for you when you pick it up or not, or if you're struggling a little bit on it, you stick to the rifles. How do you decide
It's
that?
mostly about feeling. Sometimes when I feel really good with the AWP, obviously I will keep with, but it just for me also have a second way to play my game. And if I'm bad with the AWP, what can I do if I have another solution to play also good with my team or anything? So playing more with the AK, like open, morphing. For my team, we can trade more, we can go like more contact thing. And that's also a point of view I have about the AK. But most likely I prefer to play AK than the AWP.
So it has nothing to do with the AWP being even less fun in CS2.
Even it's less fun, but obviously in a team you need the AWPer to be the best. And anyway, I'm gonna still play with the AWP until I'm finished my career, I guess. But yeah, I just prefer so much to have AK in my hand.
Do you have sometimes Apex who's like, listen, bro, I appreciate you're really good with the AK, love your AK, but can you please like play with the AWP a little bit now?
Yeah, sometimes depends of the call, but sometimes you ask me, okay, now you have good game, I see it, but take the AWP. I have a good call with the AWP, so take it. Yeah, it can happen because obviously I have to listen from everyone, and if you need AWP, I will take it.
Well, Ilya, for you, it's kind of, you were, born with the AWP. Maybe you had it in your crib next to you. You have in CS2 at the very least, you are the highest kill percentage with the AWP, out of all guns. So what is it for you that it's been, you're using it still a lot, or most out of any other player?
Mm-hmm. I don't know, actually I also prefer to play with AK, with rifle, with M4, but sometimes you have to play on some certain maps with AWP. You cannot play without AWP, like for example on Dust 2. Maybe on Nuke on CT, you also have to play with AWP. But yeah, I mean, there are also some maps where you can play with rifle, and I like to play active with rifle, and that's why sometimes I don't buy AWP, because I feel like rifle activates me to play more aggressive, as Matthew said. It activates you to where you like search, you do some pops, execution, and yeah, I also like to play with rifle, but I also like to play with AWP. I feel like I also can be aggressive with AWP, because it's my style that I like to play. But sometimes when you play really slow in your team, I feel really passive, yeah, I cannot play like this.
you don't like that.
I cannot. Yes.
Right.
There's some map like Inferno. I feel so much better to play with AK because it's close range. You cannot really pick. I mean, it's tougher to pick with the AWP. So there's some map. Mirage, I think, is also good for the T to have AWP. There's some map. There's condition to play with it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think also, well, for you, one of the reasons is CS2 with the peeker's advantage makes it more difficult to hold angles. Obviously, a big problem for AWPers. But you sometimes use it like a rifle almost, right? With how in the face you get of your opponents.
Yes, but yeah, like with AWP, the thing is, like for example, in Inferno, you support Nico with like some banana on T side, and after you just go and die with AWP, because it's like really close angles on Inferno, and like they can really easily pick you with a flash and surprise you. And just it's game over, So I prefer to buy AK and also fight banana or like support, and after clutch or
less expensive as well.
Yes.
Today with the AK than the AWP.
Yeah.
You feel like it's most useful in the post plant, right? If you can, on Inferno, for example, you can be behind new boxes, right? Take the angles.
Depends, because if you are right behind new box to hold CT or anything with AWP or maybe rinse, I think it's kind of easier to with the AWP because people will just run in front of you. But if you play close calls or rinse, or depends really on where you put your position, like where you go, and really there's so many things to take in.
On B is very strong, on post plant,
Yeah.
with op. On A
The
as
fun
well.
is the A also to play pit, headshots, even ups if you're holding small pit or anything. So
Yeah.
But that's also you're just standing there and holding an angle, which
Yeah.
you don't like.
But it's a bit different.
it's different
if,
because
you can win the round by doing it.
it's different
then,
because they have to hold like when they go out cities, they have to hold maybe the triple, C1, banana. They have a lot of positions, so you have to pick on the right timing as well. Not obviously you can hold instantly, but you have to pick on the right timing, and it's harder for the city to hold everything.
Yeah, so many positions. But
Yeah.
when they have Molotovs, then
Yeah,
it's kind
different.
of GG.
You need a smoke sometimes.
Yeah.
Unluko. Well, you guys have, I mean, a little bit of a difference in styles, but you both, like you said, like to play with the rifles, also aggressive. Was there ever someone, when you were at the start of your career that you enjoyed watching how they play and you're like, I like how that guy plays. I try to play that way maybe.
For myself, it was most likely device in his prime in Australis. I don't know. It was the way I played the op. It was most likely how I love to watch him playing as well. So that's why I was most likely was device. Obviously, I'm not playing with like fantastic flick or like playing like crazy thing. So I think watching device was the best thing to do for me.
He was definitely the guy, the
guy
textbook.
with the good positioning. Like you're not even like good holding. I think that's all my playstyle kinda.
Yeah. How about you, Ilya?
For me, it's Simple. I mean, the biggest reason why I enjoyed watching Simple is more his confidence on the server and his unique style. I think it's one of the styles that you cannot really, you cannot copy. It's and I don't recommend also copy styles. I think always players, they should always make their own unique style, so other people can copy. But I'm talking more about his aggression with op and his style. That's what I enjoyed watching a lot. Yeah, and I think, this is the biggest reason.
I think you can see some of that in your game as well. I mean, we always used to say device is the trademark, by the book, playing with your teammates, holding, not overextending,
no overpicking,
and then you have Simple, who's like throws the book out the window, just does some crazy thing.
Going down even like on cash and no scoping everyone.
Yeah, or jumping through window on B on dust 2, right? Throwing the op in the air, getting out.
It's two different styles, but two are good to play. So
yeah,
you need to just to find the balance as well, to find the aggressive move, because I think now on CS it's tougher to play only one style because people are more prepared and are more like skill-wise as well, they are more ready for everything. So you cannot only play aggressive every round because people will be ready, they will show flash, they will show molly on you. So you need to know also to play passive and
every style is good.
Yeah, every style is good.
Yeah, yeah. What is it that for you guys personally is the most annoying to play against?
I think the most annoying for me, it's more when people playing really slow. For example, when you play default against Navi, they're, I think, the most annoying team on defaults, and they don't just let you kill, make some entries. They, I don't want to say 90%, but most of the time they don't do mistakes in their defaults, and it's really hard to find kills with op against them. I feel like they more push you to do a mistake from your side, do some rotations, be always guessing, where they are, and I think that's the most annoying. But I think annoying when you don't know from where they're coming from, but coming out, for example, on Nuke, you always guessing, you just rotate because you think they're there, but they're not there. And also, obviously, good utility against you, flash using and everything.
That's annoying. Using flash against the op is annoying. You have to dodge,
yes.
you have to use so many movements. But yeah, it's kind of similar. Obviously, playing against aggressive op, it's hard as well because if it doesn't miss, you're dead. But if you miss, you have a great chance to kill him. That's why playing slow, playing against a team like Navi or Big or anything like this, or playing with flash, molly, deny you from any angles. I think it's so annoying for Oppo because you cannot really play your style then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also that's from a team aspect, but I think also whenever people say, you play each other, then it's m0NESY versus ZywOo. I mean, you don't really have that as much head-to-head duels with the op. It doesn't. I think that storyline is overblown. But just from a standpoint of your team and in game, what is more annoying, going up against someone like James or Shiro, who is very hard to find them. They're playing passive a lot of the times. Then you start getting paranoid. What defensive angle are they holding now? Or someone like Monesi, or maybe a more aggressive AWPer who can just wow, this guy is just in my face immediately.
I mean, I think if I can talk for that, I think we have a big problem with Virtus.pro because we never know what they do. I mean, they can do everything. They can do A stack. We don't know. They two guys hiding. There are maybe 4B next round. Maybe James next one have up, and we don't know how the fuck he had up. And like so, they have the bank account on the side, and they take money on it. But sometimes it's so annoying to play against them because I feel like they have buy round every round because someone save and they give a kit to someone. Also they're playing good individually wise, so it's annoying to play against them. So.
For me, I think against, for example, like playstyle of Navi, because I mentioned before the defaults, and they always push you to make a mistake, because like if you're, for example, team your FaZe clan, like and or Furia, your Furia, like in 2021 when they played really aggressive, old Furia, and for Navi to play against Furia, I think was easier because like they do different styles and they can control the pace always, I'm talking about Navi. And like against Navi, when I played against them in grand final on World Cup, I was always guessing and like they were always pushing me to make a mistake, and I was mistaking, and that's why I was dying all the time.
Yeah, I think also something that could be interesting is, when you warm up for games and all this stuff, it's usually aimbot, something like that, pretty basic. Is there anything you do to warm up with the AWP? Like, do you just shoot the bots with the AWP?
Yeah. Yes. There's nothing very
really short answer.
Just shoot with the bot. AWP. Training with kind of all the weapon. That's the only thing we can do anyway.
Really short answer.
Yeah, I mean, because there's not much that you can do.
Yes.
But with what you've said about Navi and that whole answer, do you believe that now, because the more productive preparation that you can do would be just some research and preparing for your opponent and thinking about what it is that's going to happen in the game, or you're going up against Navi and they like to do that. How can you do it better than just sort of warming up mechanically and like being ready
here.
In that sense? Yes.
No.
I think it's here. Yeah. So I think everything in the head, and I think mentally, like be good mentally before the game, it's important. You have to be ready for this play style, and you have to expect that they're going to play like that, and just make everything the best that you can, I think. Do everything the best.
Good answer.
I mean, you notoriously don't really do a tremendous amount of, warming up or, show up your settings. Like, you don't worry about it. You just come and play.
Actually, my game is in default. I play default game. I just put my bind to buy weapon, and yeah, I'm ready to play already. Just basic stuff.
Do you do any sort of, obviously you have your preparation with the team where Dan is talking for 7 hours and telling you, what they're going to
do. But on my side, I'm not focused. I'm most likely focused on myself because I know people are maybe watching us, Vitality, and we just need to focus on ourselves because there's a lot of anti-strats in the CS, and if you start to overthinking, it can be even worse for us. So I'm just not too much focusing on the enemy, but maybe on myself. What I did the game before, what pick I did, or like what position I take, and I think it's even good to think in this way to have maybe better positioning for the next game.
More self-scouting.
Yeah, kinda self-scouting to know like what the best for the future.
How often do you feel that these guys are really trying to counter me or what I do? How often?
Even sometimes they don't even try to counter me, but it's also good for even though they're watching like a demo or anything, and the coach will like say, yeah, you can play long, short, boiler or apps. Or it's so annoying to know that. Imagine you're an apps player and you can be boiler, apps, close, or what can you do? I will use nades. I will do. So it's kind of like to scare the enemy. So to think in this way.
What about you, Ilya? You feel sometimes like people are specifically trying to do things to make your life difficult or against you, or deny you some of the things that you like to do the most, or peaks you like to go for the most?
I don't know if Matthew felt the same, but sometimes you feel like you play official and people just don't go on you, Like they just don't go on your side, where you're staying with op. It's not because you're not how to say it. Like they just don't go on you. Like they just go all the time on the other side. You're going B, they're going A. Yes.
Yeah.
And you're playing with op. And after they do some really good execution, and you're dying with op, and you're like full tilt.
The first time you see action,
Yeah.
7 rounds in, and it's
miss
a
your
full
first
action.
shot. You're like,
Yeah.
oh fuck.
But I think against enemy, if you're an opper, when I played Mirage in 2022 against Navi, and I was also like self-scouting like what I was doing with op, what picks, and you can see these dots where you more playing And when I clicked on Simple, where he played on Mirage the most, like on City, he was like everywhere. You could always feel that. Wherever you go, you have to be ready for this pick, because he was everywhere, like picking on the ground, picking ups with open A, picking B ups, going aggressive middle, rushing rushing towards top mid with open, picking insta, and these things you had to be always ready for, and like, obviously, I think it's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
Has that been a focus for yourself as well, to try to expand your game, so to speak, and be a bit more difficult to read?
I think it's just it was important for me to learn how he was playing with op, so I could counter this stuff. And when I was playing against, for example, passive opper, or more passive opper who are not doing these things, I can use this, or I can do something else as well, something different. So, yeah.
All right. How about, in today's game and CS2, again, we talked about some of the stuff that's different. Where do you feel like the op is the most impactful, where you can have just the most impact on helping the team win?
Like maps or
whatever? It could be maps, like where you think it's like super important, or just in playstyle wise, it's like finding openings, or that it's more useful in a defensive way. Where do you feel the op is now in the current meta?
Anyway, the op is so impactful. It can be used for every situation. If you want to open a bomb site, you can go. You can go first as well to, like, imagine go long. You can pick cities line by line. Like, you can do everything with the op. So that's why I think it's still one of the best weapons we can have on the game if you use it powerfully. But also you need to think about so many things. Like when you pick, when you. Like you need to hold nade, maybe you're a bit more support with the op, so you can do so many things. You may be holding a position for your teammate to pick somewhere else. Like you have so many things to do with the op. So even though it's maybe not that powerful like CS:GO, but it's still you can do so much impact with that.
Yeah, I think op is really powerful in CS2. I think it will be always powerful. I don't think they can change it somehow, so it's useless gun that people will not buy. But with op, you should always remember, for people who are watching also podcasts, that with op you don't also just stand and hold with op. You control the timings on the map, you control the pace, and you try to dictate the pace, like rotate your people around you. You can hold the side alone, basically. You can hold, like how Matthew is doing on Mirage on B. He's playing on B. He played before on B, and every round almost. Sometimes, yeah. And you can do it on every map almost on Mirage. So people believes in you, like in the team, and they can do the setup, like for example 3 on A and you're alone on B, and the other side is strong and your side is also strong because of op. You can do like 2 kills and escape, So it's not about only shooting, but it's also about communicating, because I think every opper is I think every opper talks a lot on the game. During the game,
Obviously, you're a little younger and newer to the scene than Matthew is. So how was that process for yourself? I can imagine that when you first joined G2, right, you weren't taking a lot of initiative and like demanding to do things as much as you are potentially now. So how has that transition been?
No, for me it was. I don't know. I think it was a big challenge for me because I never played on this scene. I never played on Tier 1, and I never played with this kind of players, in the team. Nico, Hunter, it was Alexi B, Jax, Remy as a coach, and I didn't have that experience how to move around the map. Like I didn't even have like not good understanding, but understanding of Tier 1 CS, And when I came in the team, at the start it was okay, but after when teams started preparing against us, of course I was struggling a lot, and I think Nico helped me a lot with like with everything he could. I mean, everyone did, you know, everyone did in the team, but I think Nico did the most because like he was, I was fighting with him sometimes in a way of like, Ilya, you shouldn't stay like this, you know. I'm saying I'm gonna stay like this because I feel confident or something like this, you know. We had really good fights with him, but in the end, we understand each other better because I think like every like conflict in the team or something like that will have good, how to say it, reflection in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
as long as it's constructive.
Yeah, like not conflict, but you know, when people are offending on each other or something like that.
Discussion, arguing about something.
Arguing, yes. So when you have good discussions about situations, what you did wrong, mistakes, in the future it will help you and also your like friendship, you know, like relationships in the team. So as I said, it was a big challenge for me, and now I'm really happy what I got taught from Nico, because he also played with AWP and he has a lot of experience. And I'm really happy. You know?
Yeah, we were thinking, should we get you or him for this AWP?
Take him next time.
Roundtable, you know. But
he's everything. He's like captain, captain, sniper, rifler, lurking,
jack of all trades. ZywOo, how about you? Not necessarily, you know, this question about taking more initiative, but just the difference perhaps from, you know, at the beginning you guys were a French roster, you could talk in French, then you switch international, you have to switch to English. We touched on how much communication is important for an AWPer to communicate and move things around the map. So was that, is it a little bit more difficult now? How is it different in an international team compared to the French one?
Obviously, at the beginning when we switched to international, I mean French to international, I was really struggling at the beginning because with also the English, I was really bad. You can see in London, hello. But it was like in French, I will say something, it's gonna take less than millisecond to say it because I know how to say it. I know my words gonna be precise, gonna be everything. And at the beginning of the international team was taking one more second to, okay, that's gonna be the good answer to say, and maybe it's too late already. So that's what it was really tough for me to. Maybe for the peak during the freeze time it was easier because I have time, I have 20 seconds to know what can I say, okay, I have time to say, but during the game it was tougher to say, okay, I need to do this peak, hold me this, okay, I'm a flash when I...
Yeah,
all
exactly.
This conversation, it was harder because my English was not that good and it was tougher to say in less than 1 second. So it was really tougher for me to play on my instinct and play on my feeling because we need all this combination to be on point, and it was really tougher.
Yeah, in the national team you have like long answer, and in national team you have like really short answer that people will understand from one word, you know.
And on top of that, you might be scoped the whole time, and as you're or thinking about what to say and talking, that guy shows up on your crosshair.
And enemy are moving, they maybe know they are there, so maybe they will flash, pick you, they may gonna maybe swing 2 guys on you, so you don't have time to waste, kinda. You have to be ready for any action, anything, so you need to be ready.
Tell me a little bit about, we also talk about, you know, there's Counter-Strike and then there's Arena Counter-Strike, playing on the stage and how it's a different game a little bit, and for the players as well. How does the AWPing role change, and does it change at all when you get to those games when there's more pressure and there's more on the line?
I don't know, to be honest. I think playing in arena,
it's
such an insane feeling, I think.
I think when you taste this feeling, you just want to go playing on stage every time because it's such an amazing feeling. It just gives you goosebumps. It just gives you like so much energy. You can be tired before the game, but when you go on the stage, you don't feel it anymore because you know you are with your team. You're here to give you your maximum, and you just don't think about what is behind you. You just in the present and give you everything. So it's just an amazing feeling anyway.
Do you notice any different, you know, that maybe you have more space playing on the stage because people are playing sometimes perhaps a little bit more scared, or they're a bit more scared of the AWP, or of either of you two with the AWP, right? That you can feel it and that you can take that extra space?
And with the pressure, you can do everything on you. You can play maybe more passive as you don't want, and you can maybe play too much aggressive. So sometimes the pressure it gives you, and also the stress, like everything combined can give you like so much bad idea. So you just need to be focused, have a good mentality before starting a game, and if you have all this thing around you, with anyway your team help you as well. If you see a good vibe, you see a good mood before starting a game, you cannot be like stoppable kinda. You're just running on the game and that's it.
Do you still feel it sometimes, even though you've been playing, you've been the best player in the world or the second best in the last 5-6 years and so many stage games? And
every time you go on the stage, kinda you feel it. It doesn't matter if it's quarterfinal, semi-final, final. You're here to win, and even though you play in front of 100 people or 10,000, it's gonna be the same. We're here to win, and it gives you goosebumps every time you play anyway.
I mean, I think playing on the stage gives you good pressure. Yeah. You have bad pressure and good pressure. I think bad pressure, like for the teams, maybe it's when they play, I don't know, for example, when they lose against the team, like tier 4 team, and they don't, like, I don't know, they come with some different expectations. But the good pressure for when you play on the stage, it's good pressure for you. And if you know how to deal with pressure on the stage, if you had the experience before, then you will know how to deal with it, And I think seeing so many fans cheering, shouting your name, and everything, it just gives you goosebumps, yes, first of all. And you just understand they came to you to watch your game. They came, they're here to watch your team, playing. And when you put yourself on their place, you as well want to. I don't know how to explain it.
Just want to skip the group stage and play.
Yes, yes.
That would be nice if it could happen like that. So, from your answer right there, you're telling me that maybe the Dallas final that you just played against each other was maybe your favorite game that you played?
It was favorite game just because of a really good mood, good atmosphere. Insane arena. I think I don't know how many people, like 7,000 people were in that arena. In Cologne, in Cologne you have like 18,000 or 15,000, I'm not sure. And when you played in Dallas, I played in Cologne and in Dallas, and I didn't see like big difference. I don't know how to explain it, but I felt like in Dallas I was playing in the arena where you have like more people, not 7,000, because they were crazy, and it was a really good atmosphere in the team and everywhere.
How do you? Do you feel any? I mean, obviously you feel some difference, but for example, you had the Paris Major home crowd, great run, and then you had a hostile crowd in Dallas, right? So does it make any difference to you when you're playing?
I don't think you can compare like Paris to anyone. I mean, any other tournament, because for us it was really special. It was maybe the only one and maybe the last one we can have in Paris, because we don't know, we are not even sure we can have another tournament. So for Apex and me and also for Vitality, was really special to play just in front of a family, in front of a crowd, our home crowd, in front of the French. So for us, just starting, actually for our first goal, to be honest, it was just to play once in front of a home crowd. Because we wanted to see the feeling to play in front of our people, just to play in front of the French guy. And even now I'm thinking about, I just want to play one more game in front of them, because the feeling we can have, it just gives you goosebumps. You just, every time you go behind your booth or anything, they're screaming so much. You see them like screaming, and it's amazing feeling. I cannot have, I don't think I have like other feeling like this, like than Paris.
It's such a nice feeling, I think, playing in front of home crowd, because when we had Justin in the team, we played in Sydney, and I told him, brother, we're gonna win it. Like for you, when we played with Stewie in Dallas, I told him we're gonna win it for you, because like it's such a nice feeling when you play at home. It's just really good. And when we played in Katowice and we won Katowice in 2023, like people always like they're shouting your name, Mo, Nessie, and everything. And when I came back in the room after we won, like I can still hear it in my head, like the people are like screaming, outside. I felt like it was just in my head, I don't know. It's just insane. You just lay down on the bed and you chill, and you're like, wow, it was a nice feeling.
You're going in the evening, you're laying on the bed, and you just want to wake up again and just go back on the stage and just play in front of them. Just the best feeling.
It's kind of like a short memory, like clicking Insta, and it's like your adrenaline is going up, and after like an hour, you're just already in the room,
What is different about you compared when you played that first one in Katowice to, let's say, the last one in Dallas?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about Katowice. Only quarterfinal for me, so.
You can pick a different one.
Yeah, okay.
What's the difference? I don't know. I think I got so I don't know. It's just a short answer, but I got so much experience from tournaments where I participated and played on the stage. In Katowice, I came as a 16 years old, and I didn't know what was happening. When we played against Virtus Pro, we won the map on Mirage. I didn't know we won. I'm not joking.
You was thinking,
yes,
okay.
I played with Alexi B 2v4 or 2v5 it was, and I killed the last guy, and I'm looking at people and they're standing, they're standing up. I'm like, what is happening, And I didn't even know I won it with Alexi. He started like hugging me first, but I hugged Nico. I don't know. It was crazy. I didn't know what was happening. I was just really focused on the game, and but the difference is just experience and how you. I don't know. I grew up.
More used to the environment.
Yes, environment. Yes. Exactly.
What would you say? For someone who's out there playing, wants to be a pro, is an AWPer, right? What would you say are a couple of the most important things to focus on if you really want to make it at the highest level?
For me, I will always say the same, like enjoying. For me, like first of all, it was our hobby before coming professional, and I never thought like starting to be pro or like playing with Apex or Legend. Like for me, the French guy was Legend, like APK, Shocks. This guy was just, I couldn't believe I played with them before. So, just believe on you, like it's your hobby, so enjoy your thing. Like you don't put more pressure, because anyway, just your hobby, just having fun, play with your friend. Obviously, you can focus on your aim, technically or tactically, but it's not gonna change. If you enjoy as much as possible, you can do everything you want. So.
Yeah, obviously, I think enjoy from esport, participating in tournaments, doing media, traveling around the world. It gives you so many really good opportunities to just not only play, but travel around the world as well,
Love competition.
Yes, loving competition, and I think everything in this combination, you just love it, I don't know, maybe some people have their own focuses on something else, but for me, it's the most important is just love the game, loving the game. Don't stop grinding, because I grind just also to become better, but I grind because I also love the game, and for Matthews, I think the same.
Yeah, tell me, if you could change something about the AWP, what would you change?
Change? I don't know.
Or a mechanic in game that would make your life easier.
Oi.
Going back in 2015, so we can move like a scout.
Yes.
Nah, it's gonna be too cheaty for this guy. But no, actually, I think the AWP is good, to be honest. I think we just maybe fix the pick advantage. That's the only thing we can say. But other than that, I think the AWP is still really good. So there's nothing to do on it anyway.
I don't even know what to change from.
Yeah.
They changed bullets. I was speaking about it even before they changed it. I was saying I think 10 bullets is a lot. I think 10 bullets actually a lot. You need to have at least maximum 5, because you can wallbang there, you can shoot always, and you have still 7 bullets in your how you say it
clip,
yeah. So I don't know what to change, to be honest, but I think movement, not movement with all, but overall movement in CS is just different, really weird, in CSGO it was
smooth.
Yeah, smooth, satisfying, to move, to jump, to bunny hop, in CS2 it's just weird. I can share my secret.
Your secret?
Your secret? You have a secret?
No, I don't have it. I don't think it's secret.
Share us your secret, yeah.
Okay, it's not a secret, but I help CS. I send them sometimes some bugs, yes, and they improve it.
Really?
Yes, they answer me, and I think they're happy.
What was the last thing, let's say, that you sent them?
Last thing, it was the bug with the boost yesterday. Not yesterday. I mean, when they fixed the boost.
On Nuke?
No. So they fixed the boost yesterday in the update, and it was another bug popped off, So when you jump on each other, you're like a tower,
Yeah, you can see above.
Yeah, and I sent them Insta, and they just liked it, And they answered me like with a like, and they fixed it.
Oh, so you're our savior. We have you to thank for that. That's nice.
Yeah, for me it's just important. I see so many people are just writing some shit about CS, like all the time. I mean, I can understand them because like maybe they loved CS:GO before, and maybe the CS:GO for them it was better, But for me as a pro player, for me CS2 is the future, and I cannot say like, oh, CS:GO was better always, CS2 is shit, blah blah blah. For me, it's important to think about the future, how I can maybe help them to fix this game. Maybe I'll give my opinion about this game, and maybe they will do something with it. I don't know. They will listen to me. I'm talking about CS Valve, and just for me, it's important to help the game and improve it as well.
Anyway, we need to accept that CS2 is the future, and we cannot go back. And even I know some friend asked, well, like, why they did like CS2, even though like CS:GO is better or anything, and why they don't do update to go back to CS:GO. I'm like, yeah, but we need to accept like they did a new game, not to go back to CS:GO. Like we need to accept that there's new updates, there's maybe not the same movements, maybe it's not even the same spray or with the AK or M4 or anything. So we need to, as a pro or also as a random, I would say, like need to accept that like we need to play on CS2 and we need to accept the Valve change and anything.
Well, how do you feel about the current map pool?
Current map pool, I would remove Vertigo. Yes, I would do that for Nico as well. He's the enjoyer on Vertigo.
Yeah, definitely not.
I like map pool, especially when Dust 2 came in competitive again, came back. But I think I would add some, I don't know, some cobblestone maybe, please, or train.
There's so many maps. So many maps. I think a lot of people like Cache, cobblestone, train. Maybe Tuscan, who knows? Maybe she can come, but there's so many maps. Also Anubis. I mean, I feel weird because since she's in the map pool, she didn't have any changement. Inside, so it's still the first version since 2 years. So it's kind of weird to play only like the same map. Like I'm talking most likely with Anubis because no difference since the beginning. So it's still that's the only map I will change, I would say.
Yeah, maybe they could change something for CT side. T side is really strong.
T side you can do everything you want. I mean, the CT cannot push. If you have good position on T side, you fuck them. And the CT are really stuck on the bomb side.
It feels forced when they have to do something. It feels
if
forced.
you do execute on A or B, the CT, and you do good execution, you cannot on CT you cannot do anything.
Imagine for players on Faceit, like CT is supposed to be stronger, but you cannot be strong on CT on Faceit because people on Faceit on CT they don't know how to play active. If they push B, you're dead, But you need to be active when, for example, some certain like area is taken by T, you have to push somewhere else, And that's why on Faceit, like for example, people just picking T side because it's you go out from T spawn and you have like 70% of control of the map already. Like maybe a bit less or a bit even maybe 80%, yes. And it's just hard. And when I play Faceit with randoms, it's just hard on CT. I cannot.
It's hard.
Do you have this feeling sometimes that you get punished harder in Faceit games than you do in your officials?
Yes, of course.
I think there's superheroes in Faceit.
Basic.
Yeah, basic stuff.
Basic stuff, yes.
All right, and so in the map pool, what's your favorite map currently?
I will say Dust 2 for me. Because it's, even though like before it was my worst map ever, but now I just love to play it. I think it's also good balance with the CT and T, like they can push me now with the changes. New boss, and I think it's good balance for overall on the map. So I think Dust 2 for me.
Mine was Vertigo in the past. When I played in Academy, as soon as I joined G2, Vertigo is shit. For me it's between Mirage and Nuke. I like them both. Nuke and Mirage, I don't know which one is my favorite, but Nuke, Mirage, my favorite maps.
I wanted to ask you both about Nuke, especially for AWPers, right? Because they're naturally in that sort of rotator role around heaven, up, down, wherever. So how difficult it is to make decisions on CT Nuke, right? When are you going to jump down into the site? When are you going to start maybe on ramp or go straight to secret? When are you going to be yard maybe with your player and support him? How important is that to Nuke and how difficult is it?
I mean, for me it's weird because I think I play more M4 than AWP in Nuke. I think so. Because, I don't know, I feel on this map it's so fast to help your teammate. Like, you can go to the smoke main, you can go heaven, you can go down side, you can help your guy ramp. Even you go down secret, you can retake secret with M4. And I feel it's also easier to retake with the M4. So, I don't know, I feel on Nuke you can do so many things. Obviously with the AWP you can do also the same thing, but I feel I'm less impactful with this. Because it's harder with, you can be C1, I mean, you have so many positions to check with the AWP, so I feel it's so much better to do it with the M4. So I need to find the balance with this.
I think Matthew is playing more with rifle is Nuke. Like, he's playing more outside, like Nico, and I'm playing more rotation, like from heaven. Yeah, for us it's different a bit, but with AWP, for example, with AWP is difficult is to retake B, for example, if you retake from big wall, you know. Yeah. With rifle, it's different. On A as well, maybe it's difficult to also retake with AWP because first of all you support with flashes, you know, like from CT, you send your teammates, and after you come, if
they're already dead.
If they're already dead,
I know you're there.
yeah.
So.
But yeah, that's why rifles, like, they open you so much, like, how to say, they open you, opportunity to do something aggressive. You know, I don't know how to explain, but yeah, this map is based on rotations. So because also, like, you know, some different teams, they have rotation from vent first, from A side. Some teams, they have rotation from ramp first. And for example, if the guy from ramp rotating, then AWPer is always anchoring ramp after, you know, I would say. So,
but the AWP is so much important at the beginning of the game, of the round, because to pick outside is so easier with the AWP, to pick garage, to pick door, to pick everywhere on this map is so much easier to do it with the AWP. So that's why we need to find the balance to where I need to pick the AWP and where I don't need to pick the AWP to play. Maybe this one we're gonna play retake, so maybe I don't need to play with AWP, so I will help my teammate with the M4 or anything. So we just need to find this.
I think you guys touched on it a little bit, but before we also had, you know, on maps like Inferno T side, Nuke so-and-so T side, you know, we used to never even see AWPers play with the AWP. They would just play AKs because that's what makes more sense. And we heard from you both that, you know, really enjoy playing AWP on those maps, T side. So when you do play with it, is it more because of it's just an element of surprise, right? Then it is
feeling.
Just
I mean, it depends where you play because I'm a beast, I'm a cave player, so it's tough to take cave with the AWP, and Inferno I'm banana player. So sometimes it depends where you play and just depends what you do. Because Inferno, for example, if I take AWP, I know it's Apex going banana. So we just need to also work on it in practice. Because if I always play AK in practice and in official I say, Dan, you need to go banana now and I'm playing AWP, so it's gonna be difficult for him. So we need to find this in practice mostly.
For me, it's mostly feeling, and I think it depends also on team calls. If you're going, for example, I don't know, if you rush B, you know, I'm gonna buy AK and rush.
Yeah.
I don't want to buy AWP and go last. I also don't like to go last. You know, like I don't like to, how to say it, like, I would love to be more active and even go first with AK than just be last and like see how your teammates are dying, you know? I don't like this shit.
But you both are so insane in the clutch.
No, sometimes you can be clutch or you can be entry. I mean, I think it's, what do you think? I don't know.
It depends of the clutch, I will say. Because if you do B-rush, they know you be. You know, there's no surprise, they can be behind you, you're stuck, banana. But there's some clutch when you play smartly, you try to kill one guy and try to move the map like you want. So like kind of chase game in your mind when you play clutch, and that's where I think I like more to play the clutch, and also like when you are all on sites, I know where you are. Like there's some specific moment when I prefer clutches.
Yeah, let's talk about those situations. That's more what I had in mind because I know so many times. With us watching the game, obviously X-ray, everything, see everything that's going on. You guys obviously don't have that, but the way you're playing it, it looks like you have it. Like, you know, like the way you understand what's going on when you're left alone in the clutch, right? What gives you that level of comfort when in that situation?
Just practicing. I guess we think we have so many situations. We play maybe face it, maybe we have already play the situation, so we know what we're gonna do, or maybe in practice. That's why we need to work on it, and we need to be in clutch, but you need to practice it a lot to know what you need to do, what pick you can do, and what pick you cannot do, because there's so many positions as well. And I think clutch is just about situation, most likely.
Yeah, I think it's out of, I don't know, sometimes you just feel in clutch that it already happened before, like deja vu, you know? It feels like you have already played this clutch like 100 times before, and you exactly know what positions you can take and what advantages like you can, like advantage positions, you know, you can take. And usually I just rely on my intuition as well during the clutch, and rely on information what happened 10-15 seconds before I planted the bomb, for example. What my teammates said, they said to me, and that's it.
Is there any, you know, familiarity because of who you're playing against? I mean, you guys see each other a lot during the season, play against each other and stuff, and then, you know, you're like, oh, I'm playing against this guy or this team. You know, they're going to play super slow. That's the obvious one, would be playing against VP. You know, like they're going to take it super slow in the retake if they ever do it. Like, does that play a factor as well into it, or it's just the situation in itself?
No, for me, I'm trying to be creative in clutches. For me, I try to compare it like to football when you dribble 7 guys, you know, when you just run and you dribble like 7 guys in front of you, and you're trying to be creative. And for me, it's the most important, just to not be stuck in something because you're scared, but just like, if you feel it, you go for it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but yeah, against for some teams, for example, like when you play against VP, you're used to, they're gonna save, you know. Yeah, but after they retake in 20 seconds, and it's like, oh, they're retaking,
and then it's chaos.
Yes.
But yeah, no, actually, I don't have anything. I don't have like any player or any teams. I'm like, maybe once I have G2, maybe in retakes I play really slow every time to retakes a bomb site or anything, but VP as well. But that's the only like maybe team who can play slow. I mean, you're just thinking about that. You never. I mean, I'm never thinking about, okay, this team are retaking really fast. I don't care about that. I'm thinking most like if they can retake slowly, what they can do, but.
Yeah, but G2 just takes them a lot of time to organize themselves, you know, in their...
Yeah, we're turtles. We're turtles. We just...
So that's why sometimes we play them, we use one smoke, but the second one, you keep it. And when you heard maybe one flash, you use it. Sometimes there's some team like this, you know they're gonna take time, they're gonna...
Make everything perfect, you know?
Yeah. If only it would work like that every single time. Worst site to retake with an AWP?
Oh, I think I have one.
B does too. Evan is the worst B side to retake.
True, actually. B does too, yes. It's insane.
One of the worst bomb side to retake. Even though you are 2v3, 3v2, any number you have, even 1v5, you can even won the round, so...
What? You just support with flashes? And you don't know what to do after? Yeah.
Just.
If your teammates are killing, nice. And after you're going window and just jumping.
Best one?
Best one?
Best one to retake? I think Vertigo B is... It's not easy, but I think easier than B bounce on those two. But let us think about the 7-man pool.
Yeah, but
Ancient, I don't know.
It depends on the map, actually.
Yeah, sometimes.
Like, for example, Mirage on A, you know, depends from where you're retaking, from jungle, connector, or from CT.
Yeah, but B Mirage, it's also tough.
B Mirage, it's tough as well, yeah.
Ancient, I don't know. Anubis is... When we're taking with the ops, there's so many angles, there's so many things to think.
Because you can retake by searching, you know, for example, first, but you have retakes on Anubis when you go through camera and you have to hold, and after you just, I don't know, pray as well, yeah. But if you retake from main and you're searching, you're being first, who is the guy who's gonna do
depends some... where you go, because if you have to retake from cave, good luck. But there's so many things to think anyway.
All right, thank you guys so much for doing this. That was the AWP Roundtable with ZywOo and Monesi.